Happy October 1st, everybody. 2018, 3:19 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. This is episode 243. I had this big plan to write this column, and I was just going to publish a column all by itself yesterday. But after I wrote the column, I sent it to Frank to proof it. I had talked to a couple of people before I published it, just to kind of get their feedback, like whether or not I should. And I don't really want to go into the details of the column because after writing it, I don't really want to think about it anymore. You got some great feedback on it, and I appreciate that. But then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to hang on to it till Monday morning when I publish my next cartoon. I'm not going to write a blog about the cartoon. I'm going to write a blog, with the column I wrote. Be there with the cartoon. So I did that. So you can go to the blog and read it, but you probably already have. So thank you. One funny thing is that I've gotten a really, I've gotten some great responses, but I've gotten one really strange one that's kind of freaking me out a little bit, just for personal reasons that I'm not going to go into yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens over the next few days. I'm going to ignore it. So if that person's watching this, probably, if they discover the column that quickly, then they're probably following everything. Being stalky McStalkers. But maybe I'll talk about that in a few days. I sent out 3 prints today. That was kind of cool. Prints. The sales for the prints are like sporadic. I might go weeks without selling any, and then somebody will buy one, and then 2 or 3 will pop up at the same time, and that's really cool. So I've been watching all these people attack Christine Ford over and over and over again. It's just really stupid. They're like, oh, look at this, she's got a GoFundMe that she didn't set up. I guarantee you this, if she uses the GoFundMe to pay off her legal fees and travel, she donates the rest of it and people shut up. I bet she does donate the rest of it. I don't see her profiting from this. Might get her some speaking engagements or something in the future. I don't know, but I don't really see her profiting from this, But I also I've seen a lot of memes from people say, just think the fear of every parent for their children, for their sons someday being sexually accused. And these same people don't really talk about the fear of maybe their daughters, being harassed in life or objectified or assaulted or even raped. It's just funny to me is that the biggest concern are these false accusations. False accusations do happen. They're out there, but they're extremely rare, and normally they're shot down pretty quick. Usually there is, a motive behind it. But I think the majority of accusations, though, are legitimate. There's a lot more sexual assault than false accusations. Trust me on that. Most sexual assaults we don't even know about. I read this one interesting thing from a psychologist. They did a study that young men who commit this kind of stuff only do it for a few years. They're probably still jerks and objectifying stuff like that. But physical assault, like they do in high school and college, afterward they don't, most of them, like 75%, what I read, never do it again. It's like a short time of their life. Kind of like a lot of other dumb things that you do in your youth that you don't do again. Like for everybody. But I guess for them, it's a sexual assault. It's one of those things. I'm trying to think of something stupid that I did when I was a kid that I stopped doing shortly afterward. Maybe it'll come to me later. I know that all the stuff that I was doing, like drinking with my buddies and running around crazy, stopped when I got married at 21. But then I started doing it again when I was in my 30s. So, in a very much different manner. But for these guys, the stuff that they do in their youth, whatever, sexual assaults. And now I'm talking about people in like their young years, like in college and high school. There's plenty of people who continue to sexually assault for their entire lives. It's like who they are, it's part of what they are. So I had this cartoon idea think I might have had it Saturday. Yeah, I did get it Saturday. I was watching football and I got the idea because I'm always thinking about cartoons. So it's kind of like my next one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I've done about 3 cartoons on sexual harassment in a row, maybe 4. So even though I think I can still do it again, I wonder if I should take a break today. Do something else tonight, but I don't know. I have a couple more ideas on the subject. I'm gonna do some shout outs. You guys want some shout outs? Waiting for the page to load. Come on, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. Alright, it'll take forever. All I do is click newest first. That's all I want to see. The one I can see right now while it's spinning, because it's kind of like lighting up the entire page, is Robert Claytoonz. As a pharmaceutical chemist, I can tell you that alcohol via boofing would actually work to get you intoxicated. I believe that. I don't think anybody has challenged, whether or not it works. I think that the big issue was A, what is it? And then if you find out what it is, B, ew. So, yeah. Damn, this thing's still reloading. Let me reload the whole damn page. Ooh. All I wanted was the newest first. I didn't really understand why that YouTube had to wait forever to do that. Alright, there we go. Alright. Robert, oh yeah, whenever I said her name, Alexa, it did play for Robert, and it was 54 degrees when he played yesterday's video. And he asked, "Would that satisfy your curiosity?" I'm guessing no. The funny thing though was whenever I played it back, it made mine say it, so I had it in stereo, which I guess you did too, So, I'm tempted to do it again because I'm actually kind of curious now. What is the temperature? But I'm not going to do that to you again. Okay, I won't do it. Arrow says she needs to keep her comments shorter so I don't have to click read more anymore. Am I mumbling on purpose? Probably. Oh yeah, Natty Daddy. You know what? I was looking up cheap beer and I was going to go with just Schlitz. I didn't even know if they still had Schlitz, and I was going to Google that. But when I started Googling, I thought, let me just Google cheap beer. And I already know like several. I was thinking about Milwaukee Best. I'm not really a huge fan of the cheap skunky beer, and I'm not a fan of the snooty beers either. But I don't like Budweiser and junk like that. And I'm not a fan of PBR or Milwaukee Best, but my dad drank the cheapest beer in the world. So, and I think it was Milwaukee Best because he drank a case a day. When you're on a fixed income and you're an alcoholic, you gotta figure out how to make it work. And so I was going to use Milwaukee Best. But when I was reading this article about cheap beer, I saw Natural Light. And I was like, yeah, that's probably really nasty. And then I found out about Natty Daddy. I had never even heard of Natty Daddy, but I just like the name Natty Daddy. And I'm surprised nobody's commented on that yet with the cartoon. Probably in 5 days when it shows up on Go Comics, someone's going to make a Natty Daddy comment. Natty Daddy. I just want to say Natty Daddy. I don't know what Arrow's talking about here because I haven't gone back to read. And I got to click read more again. Alright. Oh yeah, probably the note to self about if I'm ever hanging out with Arrow, I'll get her 4 drinks. Alright. Yeah, you can ignore that note to self, Clay. How about if we ever hang out, you should serve me 4 drinks, as I said, 4 with heavy swing within the chandelier. 2 reasons for that. 1, she would do crazy S stuff like swing from a chandelier while sober. And 2, I don't drink at all anymore, just why it's good that when it's true for my friends' amusement. You're really, really, really crazy when you're swinging from the chandelier and the place didn't even have one. You brought your own chandelier to swing from. Alright. It's just kind of lame, I know. And also, Arrow's going, yes, about me talking to Alexa. It just was funny that I'm asking him his Alexa. I had to click re-record the whole thing right there at that point. Sorry. See, thanks. Just my screen went blank and stops whenever the screensaver pops up. This thing is funny that I said Alexa, what temperature it is, where he made your Alexa activate. You can actually type out the word, Alexa's not reading my computer, not yet. I don't have any of those new... I just said her name. I know it's fangled gadgets, so it's fun poking at other people's appliances. You should absolutely blame me. Oh, you really, really, really want to ignore this? Alexa, where do penguins live?
Penguins live almost entirely in the southern hemisphere and are common to Antarctica, Argentina, Australia, Chile, New Zealand, and South Africa. Only one species, the Galapagos penguin, is native to the northern hemisphere, as the Galapagos Islands lie on both sides of the equator.
And now, Robert heard that in stereo. Alright, and at 318, Alexa's commenting on 318. Your comment that no chart shows how much drinking is too much for an individual, and then it's count, not a chart, sounds awfully familiar. Yeah, I mean, I took it from you. It was familiar. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. Was it count or chart? Chart, count, blood level? I don't know. And Ariel mentions you can just tell them that the devil's triangle is what doctors call the area between your eyes. It forms a small triangle between the eyes on top part of the bridge of your nose. It's called that because of all the delicate structures beneath that mean abnormal growth in that area becomes very risky to remove. It doesn't matter. Makes no sense in context. The kids will be so bored by the end they'll accept it. And I wrote, kids will get what now? Stop and reading at Virginos. And she wrote, replace precisely my point. I was watching Katie Tur earlier, and she was bungling every single name, and I think she afflicted me. But Katie Tur can afflict me any day she wants. You know why? Because she's like butter. She's awesome. So I have a little crush on Katie Tur. There's someone at a major news outlet was interested in my time-lapse videos, but I don't know in what context. So maybe after watching them, they won't be. So anyway, say hello, just in case you are being watched, listened to right now. Or say hello in the comments. If you are from that major media outlet looking at this, go down and read the comments. Someone's going to say hello to you. And right at the 12:46 minute mark, it will be Ariel. I promise. I can't allow us to comment on another video. I think it was the Beto Cruz cartoon, but I don't remember what she said, and I don't feel like clicking another page. We got about 3 more minutes in this, like other people. I like the way my people came out. I think I was trying to channel Matt Davies when I was drawing this. I was thinking about his style a little bit for some reason, because I like the way he draws goofy people. Well, all people he draws are goofy. But, I don't know. I was just kind of like thinking, kind of like that. Without looking at any of his work. Just, sometimes I feel like I'm channeling somebody else when I draw. It might be a Mike Peters or Mike Lukovich. Every other cartoonist is named Mike. But that's pretty rare. It's pretty rare. It's like maybe 2 or 3 times a year I think about someone else's style while I'm drawing. And I know that I'm not going to capture their style, so don't try. When you first start cartooning, you try to do that. You try to draw like someone else who influences you, and then at some point their influence might stay, but you develop your own style, and your stuff looks like your stuff. And to me, I think it's like kind of like guitar playing. Like if I bought John Frusciante's amp and guitar and pedals from the Chili Peppers, I still would not sound like John Frusciante. Did I pronounce his name right? How about Mike McCready from Pearl Jam? Yeah, I just wouldn't sound like them. First off, even if I was as good as they were, I still wouldn't sound like them. I like misspelling his name here too. That's just funny to me. And somebody had to make the people, well, I'm not sorry, but you know, the people who are the troglodyte people, the deplorables, I have to make them look deplorable. I'm sure there's like natty drinkers out there who look like this, who are like wonderful human beings. So I hate to piss off white people when they tell me that I'm discriminating against them. I really, one of the guys in here I really like is the white father, because I like the way I did his hair. I'm gonna have to do that again. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if I channeled Matt or not when I did that. I came up with that. It just, like, it was spontaneous. You know what? I wasn't really so much trying to get his style. I think I was sort of trying to channel his spontaneity when I think about it. The most spontaneous cartoonists are the people whose work I love the most, and I don't think I'm spontaneous enough. I think I'm a little bit too rigid and stiff. It's like I do things over and over and over. I don't have enough confidence to just let it fly and live with what lands. There's your finished cartoon, folks. Thanks for coming by. This has been episode 243, right? Yes. Come back tomorrow for 242. Leave us a comment, click a likey thingy, and share this on social media. Make somebody you don't like that much see it, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you weirdos tomorrow. Love you.